So today I'm going to show you how to make a tutorial of a house. First, you'll pull out 4 boxes. These boxes will be the walls of the house. So I'm going to make the long side about 60 millimeters by 2 millimeters. I'll make the shorter wall 40 millimeters by 2 millimeters. And I will attach the two where they're connected. It takes a little while to get everything the way you want it to, but once you get the hang of it, it's not too hard. This is a very easy object to make, so again, you just pull it 60 millimeters by 2 millimeters, trying to get it just right. 60 by 2, okay. Then you pull it over where you need it to be, you attach it to the other wall, last wall, you pull it. Alright, make it 40 by 2. There we go. Pull it, attach. Okay, now we have the wall, outer structure of the house, and we're going to add, you can look at that, we're going to add a roof now. Let me zoom in a little bit where I can see it better. So you go over there to the geometric column tab, and the geometric tab is pretty much the only thing you'll use. It has pretty much every object you'll need. So here's the roof, you just click on it, pull it out, and then so this thing you can pull up, and since the house, the walls are 20 millimeters, as you just saw, we'll pull this up to be 20 millimeters, and then you'll pull it over, so that way it attaches on top of the house. So it's pretty much floating until you attach it to something. So we're going to make it 60 by 40, since that's the perimeter of the house, the dimensions, not perimeter. Okay, so now we have a nice little barn. It's kind of big, so I'm going to move it in a little bit, make it more square. You just pull it in like this. Just make sure to attach everything. Don't let anything float, don't let anything hang off. That way it won't be able to print. So make that perfect. Pull this in right here too. Okay. So I'm going to go to Holes tab. You just scroll down on the Geometric tab, and you click on Box. So I'm going to make a door opening, and you just fit that in there the way you want it to. You can move it down like we've been doing, making it smaller, all that. You can just, so I'm going to raise it up a little bit by pushing the top white dot. So those little white dots allow you to move things in, and so, and then the arrows right there allow you to spin it around to the way you want it to be. So I'm going to make it perpendicular to the house, the front of the house. So I'm using those little white boxes to make it smaller. I'm going to pull it down, and there's our little circular window. I'm going to pull it up with that little cylinder or triangular looking thing. And then I'm going to go get another circular or cylinder, and I'll do the same thing. Spin it around, make it perpendicular, pull it down to make it smaller, pull it that way to make it smaller. Then I'm seeing the dimensions, if they're similar, and they're very close. So that's pretty perfect. And we're going to push it over to the house. We're going to raise it up to make it the equal height to the other window. So that height is 11 millimeters, and this one is now 11 millimeters. just going to push it back. And there's our front windows and our door, touching it up a little bit here. So just look around the house, it looks pretty neat. We pulled this in a little bit, it looks a little off. There we go. This one's actually fine, so we'll leave it how it is. So, and you can push undo if you want it to go back. So I messed it up a little bit there. I'll push undo. You can, if you click on all of it, drag over all of it, you'll be able to group it by pushing the button I just pushed. It says group after, and so then you can move it around as a whole instead of just single objects. So I'm going to raise it, make it a little bigger, easier to see. So it looks like a pretty nice red house right now. So if you double click, you can go back to the singular objects, change colors, double click. I want to change color to light blue maybe, the roof dark blue. So by grouping it, or by having it one color, it just shows that it's grouped. You can put it to multicolor when it's grouped, just to put it to the original colors that you wanted. So now I'm going to add a chimney. I'm going to go get a cylinder and add a chimney. And make it smaller, raise it up, pull it to where I want it to go. I'm going to raise it up a little more because I don't want any hanging out from under. So there we go. Okay, and I'm just doing, we don't really need this, but I'm just showing, you don't ever want to have an object hanging off. I mentioned that earlier, just because when it comes to 3D printing, it won't be able to print that object, or it'll mess up the entire rendering because there's nothing to support that little area right there. So you have to always have something under it to support it. So I'm going to take that out and delete it, backspace to delete, and I'm going to leave it how it is. So I'm going to go around, I'm going to change this wall, double click, light blue, messed up a little bit. Alright, there we go, light blue, go around to the other wall, click, light blue. I know this is kind of an ugly house, but I'm just showing how to make a simple house. And then I'll also change the chimney, let's make it red. Okay, so there's our house. Looks nice. I'll group it again. It was already grouped, but so you move it around the whole thing, and that's how you make a house. Just let you look at everything. Nothing is hanging off, nothing is unattached, nothing's floating, so that's how you want it to go. You just mess with it until you get it right. It's really not hard after you just start playing with it for a little bit. And